Live from Milan FinTech Summit 2023. We are here from Milan in Allianz MiCo. 2 days of working to talk about the future of FinTech. In this moment, we are together with Lisa Loud, who is Executive Director at Secret Network Foundation and CEO at FLUIDEFI. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me, Matteo. It's a pleasure to be here.
So, Lisa, in this moment, we want to talk about the world of blockchain and what is the role of blockchain in a fintech industry or in general to help the management of the protection, we can say, of the business in general.
Well, already we see that blockchain has transformed fintech quite a lot. If you see the demand for transfers to be instant now, people aren't willing to wait 5 days for the bank to hold their money. People are getting much more impatient to say it should be right away. That's because of blockchain. Blockchain brought us instant transactions, 10-minute transactions. So people have now come to expect that things will be right away. Things will be sent right away without any delay. So we can see that efficiency is one of the biggest changes. Efficiency, and the other thing is cross-border. Now that we have blockchain, it's much easier to send funds across a border.
So, according to these, looking to the priorities to the blockchain adoption in a world like fintech, what are the challenges and the opportunities which can come from this innovation, we can say?
Yeah, so we can see so much happening in the future with blockchain. If you think about CBDCs, that's one big area which we were just talking about on stage here at the FinTech Summit. And that's a very exciting area, but there's so many other areas. You can do chain of supply. You can track things throughout the blockchain because it's a permanent record that is immutable, never changes, and that reduces a lot of fraud. It allows you to do a lot more investigation. You can track things, but there is one big but in all of that, which is that yes, it's wonderful to have things be transparent and be able to track everything, but what about our privacy? What about our personal data?
So, according to privacy, how privacy is managed in Europe, maybe also in US, we want to know about what are the best practice, we can say, in terms of privacy, according to you.
So if we're talking about best practice, we must be talking about Europe because we don't
It's interesting. It's nice for us.
we don't really have best practice in North America. So I'm Canadian and American, dual citizen, and so it turns out that privacy is very much a problem in North America, and there's a lack of trust. Our data is taken from us by these large tech companies. That's taken from us by the government, and we don't have any say over any of that. So I've noticed since I've been here at the FinTech Summit that people are talking about the central bank like it's someone who can help us. It's someone that we could trust, and the government that we can keep tabs on and make sure that they're doing what we want. In America, in the US right now, there's such a lack of trust for the government because we've just been disillusioned. We feel like both sides are lying. We don't know what's going on. And the last thing we want is for the government to have access to everything that we do.
I was saying that is interesting because sometimes when we think about innovation, digitization, and also maybe digital hero, for example, we think also that maybe the things are going too slow. But sometimes if you go slow, then you make the better decision, maybe sometimes. And maybe this could be the case. But according to look into the future, what will be the next steps to improve more and more the adoption of blockchain and also obviously the protection of our privacy?
Well, as you know, GDPR is not just in Europe. We all have to respect it. So that's already created a huge amount of benefit for North America as well as I think all over the world. Now, when we're talking about blockchain and privacy, as I said, blockchain is by nature, by default, transparent.
Mhm.
So everything you do, you go in an Uber, you have Uber here, right? Yes.
Yes.
You go in an Uber and you pay the driver with your cryptocurrency wallet. Now that driver knows all of your financial history. And not only that, you know all of his financial history. That is not ideal.
Mm.
So that's what blockchain does by default. And I think a lot of people in crypto are not recognizing that we're losing all of this privacy that we thought we had. And essentially, Ethereum is not compatible with GDPR. It's not, it's transparent. So, how do we get past that? That's why I joined the Secret Network, because we're dealing with confidential computing. We're trying to offer privacy as a service so that the things that need to be protected are protected.
And thank you for your spotlight on this, because it's really really important in this moment, mostly where when the fin crime, the cybersecurity are becoming more and more a trend, we can say, in general level in all the sectors of business. So thank you for your tips, and thanks also for being with us today.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.